Good morning, everyone. Hello and welcome back. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, what's up? Good morning or good day from wherever you're from. Good morning, Tommy. Good morning, Kira. Good morning, Mark. Luke. What's up, guys? Bruno, good morning. Hello, hello. How's everybody's week going so far? Good morning, good day. Hello. Excited to be back on here with you guys again for another session. We have New York open here. New York just opened. Start taking a look at what we have. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, Atman? What's up, Tad? Hello, Samuel. Hello, Tom. What's up? What's up? Jimmy, good morning. Hope your day is going well. Good morning from France. Good morning from Portugal. How's everybody doing today? Maurice, what's up? Good morning, good day. We'll get into price here in a second. Giving some people some time to join. How's everybody's day going so far? How's everybody's week going so far? Good morning, Nick. Good morning, Unicorn Queen. What's up? How is everybody's week going so far? Good morning from Ethiopia. Good morning from Argentina. Good morning from LA. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Glad to get on another stream with you guys. Giving a couple minutes for people to join before we get into the conversation. Let's see how everybody's week is starting off so far. Put a 1 in the chat if you are green. Put a 2 in the chat if you are red. Put a 3 in the chat if you have not taken a trade yet. All right, so pretty mixed bag. I myself, I have not taken a trade yet this week. See if anything presents today, but been a slow week for myself, and that is more than okay. You guys will come to realize that less is more. Quality over quantity. I would rather get really good at taking 1 or 2 trades a week than taking 5 trades in one day, 10 trades in one day. It's not exactly why I'm here. I'm here for the time freedom. I'm here for the location freedom, right? So if you're just stuck to a chart for the entire day, that doesn't really sound like time freedom. It doesn't really sound like location freedom. So taking more trades, in my opinion, is not the answer. Truthfully, you only need 1 quality trade a week, sometimes 2, to make a lasting difference. Next thing I'll say about that is let's think of a percentage, right? So everybody always likes to talk about win rate. Let's think about a win rate. Let's say we have a 60% win rate, right? Something logical, something obtainable. Now tell me which one would be harder to complete. Getting 6 trades out of 10 trades correct, or getting 60 trades out of 100 trades correct. The purpose to the comment is that it's the same exact win rate, but getting 60 trades out of 100 trades correct is going to be a much harder task because you have to do it more often. Quality over quantity. Less is more. I'll guarantee you that there will be a direct correlation to your P&L the less amount of trades you take. See what happens. See what happens when you protect profits instead of using them as a cushion. This is already one of the hardest businesses to run, so why would we try to do it more often? Nothing easy about it. All right, so before going down a rabbit hole of risk management, let's take a look at price. The day always starts on the economic calendar. We have to understand that Powell is speaking at 10 a.m. It is an important time today, and that's 20 minutes from now. So you can absolutely expect a volatility injection at this time. It's the first thing to note. Then you would move from the economic calendar to the daily chart. We have NQ on the left. We have ES on the right. I mean, it's clear as day. This thing just keeps pushing higher. We just keep making new all-time highs each day. This is really not a momentum that I would want to go against. Even with that being said, right, I'll show you that trying to make a bearish case right now, not the best idea. Okay, so although we're above a swing high, right, we look for shorts above swing highs. Although we're above a swing high, the market structure does not confirm this, right? So let's go to the market structure, the hourly time frame. And you can see on the hourly time frame that we have yet to have a bearish change in the state of delivery. Right, this is just an uptrend, right? We're just making higher highs and higher lows. Higher highs and higher lows. Across the board. So forcing shorts just because you're at all-time highs does not sound like a good idea. I'm trying to point that out now. Just because we're above a swing high on the daily, yes, that's a location that we would look for shorts, but it does not justify instantly going into the market and shorting. You need credibility to your idea. You need supporting evidence. That supporting evidence would be having the market structure confirm your idea. Right now, that's not happening. The only thing that the market structure is saying is we are bullish. we continue to make new all-time highs. We are clearly trending higher. I made a statement about this on Twitter yesterday about being objective to price instead of being subjective. The purpose behind that was that we need to sit here and read price for what it's giving us. Okay? We cannot be influenced by an opinion or a feeling. It doesn't matter if you think something. Price can and will do whatever it wants, whenever it wants to. So let's be objective to price, so without influence or any opinion. And we'll just read it as if we're reading a book from left to right. Right? And right now, what it's stating is we're just trending higher. So with that being said, it looks like there is a 1 minute position in here. Right, this is a breaker block right here. You have the FVG right here. Very small, but it is there. It is aligned. Right, FVG, breaker block, closure above the breaker block. Barely, let's see. Barely misses the entry there. Now it's running higher. So this is what it looks like on NQ for right now. Take a look at ES as well, see if ES is giving anything. So before I just hand out all the answers, I'm going to start to hold you guys accountable as well. Why would the NQ position be a unicorn? Why would the ES position not be a unicorn? What I'm trying to ask is, why is this right here not a breaker block? Why is this candle right here, the 9:33 a.m. candle, why is that not a breaker block? Let's see who knows the answer. Why is the NQ position a unicorn? Why is the ES position not a breaker block? So first things first, before we go further, I would consider this position to be completed. Look, you're a point away from 2R. Some people might even have a smaller stop, so this might already be 2R. Either way, this position here has already been completed, right? Whether you got an entry at 9:41 or not, it did its job, right? It ran from the unicorn to plus 2R. Just make sure that is said before we go into the example. Right now, here's the difference for everybody that's stated. There is no institutional swing points. That would be the answer, right? So here's a breaker block. You have a low, you have a high, you have a new low, then you have a new high. This right here needs to be a swing low. This right here needs to be a swing high. This right here needs to be a swing low. This needs to be a new high, displacement through the breaker. Now, that's the first step. Let's take a look. A swing low, by definition, has higher lows on each side of it. Take all the drawings off here so you can see it clearly. See how this candle's wick has higher lows on each side of it. That's the definition of a swing low. Same exact thing for a swing high. Okay? Lower highs on each side of it. Notice how this wick has lower highs on each side of it. Those are institutional swing points. Now, if you move over to ES, you can see why this is not a breaker block. Equal low, equal low, equal low, lower low. There is no swing point in here. This is consolidation. It doesn't matter that this is a swing point because you don't have the first swing point. You need to have all of the swing points to the setup. You must have a swing low. You must have a swing high. You must have a new swing low. You must have a new high. This is just consolidation. This is not a breaker block. There's your 2R on NQ, right? So for anybody that took the 1 minute position on NQ this morning should be taking profits at this point, right? This right here. All right, so this meets all the criteria. You get your New York Open. New York Open runs lower. What does it run lower to? Ooh, wrong chart. What does it run lower to? Time frame alignment, right? If you're using a 1 minute entry function, you're using the 15 minute as your higher time frame. On the higher time frame, it sweeps a swing low. Right, so an area of interest, a point of interest, or a bullish bias, you want to long below old lows. At New York Open, it runs below the 15-minute swing low. At the location of the 15-minute swing low, you also get your lower time frame stop hunt. You need your higher time frame point of interest, and when you get to your higher time frame point of interest, you want to see a lower time frame stop hunt into that area. You get the stop hunt, you get the breaker block, you get displacement through the breaker block, you have an FVG aligned with it. When the 940 candle closed, that's the confirmation to the entry function. You could have entered here at 941. Aiming for 2R. 2R lines up nicely with the buy side. So beautiful way to start the day. I was too busy with explaining bias, so I did not get to catch the position, but for anybody else that did, you should have taken your profits already. It went from the low to the high, right? It achieved 2R. The only reason why you wouldn't take 2R here is because you're being greedy. Being greedy could come in many different forms, right? Whether whether you're still in your position, but you raised your stop loss to break even, you're just going to get taken out at break even, right? You're being greedy by moving your stop loss to break even. Just take your profits. Be satisfied with enough. No reason to move to break even. Just close your position at 2R. As simple as that. If you're not, you're being greedy. Try to reach for more by trying to raise your stop loss into profit and thinking you have a risk-free trade. Just take your profits. Don't need to reach for more. What you need is more capital. You should be doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. You don't obtain larger returns by reaching for more. You obtain larger returns by gaining more capital. What I'm trying to say is if you're really good at capturing 15 points on NQ, focus on that. Just keep obtaining 15 points on NQ each day. You don't need to reach for 100 points. You need to just keep reaching for 15 points, but with more capital. You scale through the capital. The compounding happens through the capital. Right now, to define compounding, if you're using one contract of NQ and you normally capture 15 points, it'd be a $300 profit. Now, what if you did that with 10 different accounts? Right? Copy trading on Apex, 3 different accounts on My Funded Futures, copy trading on My Funded Futures, copy trading on Top Step, they have 5 accounts. So, you know, Apex goes up to 20 accounts. Imagine if you captured the same 15 points on 20 accounts. You think you'd be satisfied with 20 times 300? It's the same thing, just with more capital. Guys got to understand the mental aspect to this game. You really have to go through the mental intelligence because it's what deters us during execution. If you understood that you didn't have to reach for more, all you had to reach for is more capital, then you wouldn't have those impulsive emotional responses during the time of executing. Most people don't ever realize that because they never get to that point in their trading. So, beautiful position so far. Got to analyze one long, played out perfectly, ran to the highs. Now we're just waiting at this point. Just because we're at the highs, that doesn't, again, this is what I was trying to say in the beginning of the stream. Just because we're at the highs, that does not mean instantaneously short. Be objective to price and read the information. And right now, the information is not stating to go short. We also have to understand Al's testimony is coming up in 4 minutes. So I'm going to put a, just so everybody understands, this has already been completed. So I'm going to write, you know, leave it here so we can see what price continues to do, but this has already been completed. Would not touch this. If anybody has any questions or comments, we can start to go over them now that we've gotten through New York Open. At this point in time, I would wait until Powell starts speaking and take a look at price after that initial release. What is the invalidation to a breaker? Invalidation is below the breaker. So you always enter at the beginning of the breaker. You always have a stop loss a point or two below the breaker. Right? Wicks do the damage, bodies tell the story. We have to allow wicks, right? That's why we do a couple points below the breaker. Price goes all the way through the breaker and keeps going. That is absolutely invalidation. That is why we use stop losses. So daily bias is more based on the current feel of it. Looks bullish today, not objective parameters. We are above a swing high. You must have missed my comment of stating that you have to be objective to price. We're not basing our decisions off of feelings. We're being objective to price. We're reading price. Has nothing to do with a feeling. Rewatch the beginning of the stream and you'll understand the analysis and how the information is derived from reading the analysis, reading the price. Right, so a quick review is, yes, price is above a swing high and it is in all-time highs, right? But when you go to your market structure, there is nothing saying that we are bearish. So we are being objective to price by understanding our bias is not supported by the market structure. There is no credibility to the idea of being bearish. That information is coming from the chart, not our feelings. Is it just me, or is NQ 5 minute not really accessible at the moment? Other timeframes work. Here's your 5 minute right here. It's working. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not sure where you're getting that. Would you use the 5 minute inverse fair value gap as an entry on NQ at 950? I don't use inverse fair value gaps. You could choose only 3 timeframes. Which would you choose? I would use the daily for bias, the hourly for market structure, and the 5 minute for an entry function. You create your bias by understanding where price is currently located on the daily chart. Then you go to your market structure time frame to confirm the market structure, whether being bullish or bearish, to give your bias, your idea, credibility. Then you go to your 5 minute time frame and look for entry functions aligned with the bias. Am I still trading London Open? No, I've never traded London Open. I trade New York Open. So a breaker is strong if inside an FVG. I want an FVG to be aligned with the breaker every single time I use a breaker. And Q swept previous day high and 15-minute high. Wouldn't that be confluence of a short? You gotta rewatch this video. I just said it multiple times. There is no information stating that we should be shorting right now. There's nothing bearish about the market structure. I will not be shorting. It's that simple. Right? Look at this. I mean, look at this. Look at this market structure on both of them. It's just we're going higher. It's that simple. This is an uptrend. There's nothing here saying we should short. You don't have to make it any more complicated. Right, so for example, I would be looking at this here. Looking to see if NQ wants to do anything with this, right? You have a low, you have a high, you have a new low, then you have a new high. See if highest up close candle before the leg down that took liquidity. No, this is not a unicorn, right? There is no FVG aligned with it. This is not a unicorn, but a breaker block is a separate concept than a unicorn, right? A breaker block is this right here. A low, it's a high, it's a new low, it's a new high. The difference between a breaker block and a unicorn is when the FVG is aligned with the breaker block. Since the FVG is not aligned with the breaker block this time, this is only a breaker block, not a unicorn. So I will not be executing it because I only execute unicorns, but it's what I'm watching. It's what I'm watching. Price will be supported by this breaker block if it wants to continue higher. If it doesn't get supported by this breaker block, that would be the information that I'm looking for to determine whether we're going higher or not. For the people asking about CL, I'm sorry, but I'm focusing on ES and NQ. My attention is going to be on ES and NQ. We're going to have to save CL for another time. Would you still use that breaker plus FVG at 734? 734, 734. Are you talking about 734 as in the time? The time 734? Or are you talking about 734, the price 734? You gotta be a little more clear and concise with the question so that I can answer it properly. Hi Ash, what opening time do you use for PM session, 1 or 1:30? Lunch is from 12 to 1. So looking after 1 o'clock is fine. I have seen posts of you trading London Open. Is it not you? Feel free to put that post here in the trading chat. I can guarantee you it wasn't me. I'm sleeping. I'm on Eastern Standard Time, so during London Open, I'm sleeping. It's 2 a.m. in the morning for me. How many trades on average do you take per week? I take 1 trade a day maximum, 2 trades a week maximum. Why is this the breaker? Because it's the highest up closed candle before the leg down that took liquidity, right? So here's the swing low that was swept. This has the highest up closed price before the move down that took liquidity. If you haven't already, either go and watch my unicorn playlist and you'll get the definition to a breaker block. If that is not enough for you, go to ICT, core content. I believe it's, I don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it's month 4 I'll just go check so that I get it right. Give me 2 seconds. It is. So you have ICT Mentorship 2023 Advanced Theory on ICT Breaker. That is one video. Then you have ICT Month 4 Breaker Block. So go watch the videos and get the definition to it. What do I think about Euro? Again, I'm going to focus on ES and NQ here. I'm a indices futures trader, so I'm looking for positions here. I'm not going to venture out to CL, EU, GU. For all the people that took advantage of the breaker block, right? You're now, what is this, 64 to 84. You're now plus 20 points. Right, so remember the conversation in the beginning of the stream about obtaining 15 points? Whoever used this information should be taking their profits. Do not get greedy at this point in time. It made a nice move off of the breaker block. This is not the time to be raising a stop loss into profits to potentially reach for more. That's greedy. Just close your position and be satisfied with enough. Right, so just like I did the first time, I'm going to go in here and write that this objective has been completed so that people understand that this position is done. Plus 20 points can make a living, an absolute living. Is it a good idea to take trades now with the news? So you want to focus on days that have red folders. Red folders are our liquidity injection. Those are the days that we want to focus on. The times not to trade would be when there's no news. When there's no news, that's when it's lower probability. That's when it's less efficient price. Our bias is short according to daily. Would you still consider long? Thank you. I highly suggest you go back to the beginning of this video and watch it over. I covered the pre-market analysis stating why shorting right now is not a good idea, why we do not want to short right now. And then during New York Open, I came in and pointed out 2 different long positions that played out perfectly. I highly suggest you go to the beginning of this video and watch it over again. Do I listen to any podcasts? I don't really listen to many podcasts. Busy working most of the time. Working on my own business is top priority. So would you take a trade before 12 in the afternoon, or do you avoid trading 30 minutes before lunch? I do not trade from 12 to 1 o'clock. Lunchtime is a no trade time for me. You can hold positions through lunch, but you cannot enter positions during lunch. So I hunt from 9:30 to 12. The closer we get to lunchtime, the lower probability it becomes. And I do not execute from 12 to 1. Discipline will be the key. Patience is a virtue. You also have to understand that ever since this market was created, it's never gone anywhere. So if you have some kind of urge or need to be in a position, you're being impulsive. Because the fact of the matter is, there has been and always will be another opportunity. So it simply boils down to having a little bit of patience. And you'll see, the people that are impulsive, the people that have no patience, they won't be around for long. Because they go in there, forcing themselves upon the market, and they burn accounts. What's my win rate? If you're in the Discord, you can go to my Notion where I track all of my trades. For anybody that's curious why they can't communicate this morning, you have to sub to the channel. The chat is sub only, so sub to the YouTube channel if you want to participate in the conversation. While you're at it, I'd greatly appreciate any likes for the video. If you're looking for any kind of direct communication with me, join the Discords. The Discord is in the link to the description of this video. There is too much traffic on Twitter for me to keep up with all of the comments and questions. Discord is the location for direct communication with me. Hi Ash, if Powell wasn't speaking at 10 a.m., would you have taken that 1-minute uni at 9:36? I ask as we left equal lows, so that puts me off massively. Yes, I would have taken this position. This is a bullish unicorn. I explained why we were bullish this morning, and then at New York Open, you got a bullish entry function. So yes, this was a position here. The first position that we analyzed at New York Open would have been taken. Position has been completed, so that's why I took it off the screen. Same thing here, I'm about to take this off the screen as well because this has also been completed. ES is ugly this morning. Ugly. At least NQ is delivering. Do I only enter on the 5-minute and 1-minute? I enter on both. I've taken positions both on the 5-minute and the 1-minute. I'm an intraday trader, so I focus on the lower time frames because I need to be in and out of positions within the day. I don't take 15-minute entries. I don't take hourly entries. Those are more for swing traders. Do I ever trade GC or MC? No, I really only focus on ESNQ. You don't need to have a large watch list. You just need to get good at one thing. Right? And I've made this analogy multiple times too. Why is Steph Curry the best three-point shooter all time? Why does he hold the record for most three-point shots made? It's because that's all he does. The dude has shot millions and millions and millions of three-point shots. You don't hear about all of the misses he's had. yet he still keeps shooting 3-point shots. All you have to do is get really good at one thing. Same thing goes for having a model or focusing on one chart. Stop strategy hopping. That would be the quickest way to burn accounts. If you're always going to look for something new or something to change, you're never going to know if the model you're working with actually works or not. Get good at one thing and do it over and over and over again. Kim Vesco says no one has time for 15 handles. Yeah, that's probably why people aren't seeing payouts. If they have no time for 15 handles, then, you know, I don't know. I don't know what they have time for. Does the unicorn model work on Mondays? It works on any day of the week. It works in any market. You can find it in commodities. You can find it in crypto. You can find it in Forex. You can find it in London session. You can find it in Asia session. You can find it in New York session. You can find it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Ash, the M1 unicorn on NQ, didn't have a candle that was highest before the leg that took liquidity. I disagree with you. Pointed out the M1 unicorn, and I still believe. Right, so here you go. I'll point it out again. Swing low, swing high, new swing low, new high. You need to find the highest up close candle in this leg right here. The leg before the leg that took liquidity. Well, there's only one candle there, so there's really not anything to, you know, get confused here. So the only up close candle before the leg down that took liquidity is right here. This is in fact a unicorn. That's why I pointed it out this morning. Do you use commitment of traders report? I do not. I do not use that report. I watch price and I align myself with time. Do I trade live with students in premium? Yes. Every week, multiple times a week. Why did you short a couple days ago if we were bullish then too? Go ahead and please show me the screenshot that you're talking about, because I have not taken a position yet this week. So I disagree with that statement. Can I check ES unicorn on the 5-minute? So I'm not considering any bullish unicorns right now. Okay. The objective to the upside has been completed. We ran above the highs, right? So this didn't give an entry, but this is what I would be looking at now. Look, stop hunt, swing low to new swing high. You need to find the lowest down close candle before the leg up that took liquidity. And it needs to have an FEG aligned with it, right? This is a bearish unicorn now. Hence why I'm not looking at the bulls. Now, you have to understand that, again, you have to understand when a position has been completed and when it hasn't. So the way to do that is understanding whether the position has gone plus 2R or not, right? So the 1017 candle right here would be the confirmation candle to the bearish unicorn. After the confirmation candle closed, that's when we would be entering from the breaker block. Since no entry was given at the bearish breaker before it ran plus 2R lower, I would no longer consider this position. That is why I'm not pointing it out. So I'm not considering longs because, right, we had a long here, this one here. This one already played out to plus 2R. That's why I'm not considering longs. There would need to be a new long setup created for that to happen. Additionally, there is currently a bearish setup. So I'm not going against price, I'm being objective. I'm reading price for what it's giving us. Again, I would not enter this position because it already completed its objective without giving an entry. There was no entry after confirmation. If the bias is short, what is it that I want to see? I would want to see a bearish change in the state of delivery on our hourly market structure. Then during our hunting hours, I would want to see a run above a swing high and a bearish unicorn setup. That's what I would want to see. Was yesterday a unicorn setup in the 5-minute on NQ? 10:45 a.m. entry. Let's take a look. Yesterday at 10:45. 10:45 is right here. And you are saying, where'd the comment go? Was yesterday a unicorn setup in the 5-minute 10:45 a.m. entry? If you are referring to the bearish setup, right? We ran above a swing high here. And then we displaced through the lowest down close candle before the leg up that took liquidity. There was a FVG aligned with it. If you are referring to the bearish setup, then you are correct. Right? 10:45 being an entry? Yes. All these are entries right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different entries here. If you are referring to the bearish setup, you are correct. No FVG on the M5 uni you highlighted. Yeah, you must not have watched the entire stream. I already stated that. You haven't showed any payouts, right? I guess you're not following me on Twitter or in Discord. I just recently received a 30K payout from Apex. So, all documented. It's on Twitter. It's on Discord. It's all there. Have the receipts. Do I have a daily bias on ES and NQ today, Ash? Peyton, I'm pretty sure you were here at the beginning of the stream, so I went through bias in the beginning of the stream. I would highly suggest rewatching this stream. I walked through all the logic. You guys are asking a lot of the same questions. Just do the due diligence and put the time in to watch the streams. Hello, Ash. Do you see SMT? Take a look. Equal lows here. There's a higher low. Highs. Both ran the highs. I don't see any SMT right now. No, I don't. I just these. Just tried scrolling down on the chat, but it brought me to the beginning of the conversation, so I just lost my spot. Ash, you don't have a breaker block on M5. Yeah, that's correct. There is nothing on the screen right now. That's because I would not be interested in using anything at the moment. I'm not going to put anything on the screen when I don't believe there is anything to use. Which Forex pairs does the unicorn model work? Any of them. You can use GU, you can use EU, you can use CAD, you can use... It works in all markets. What size funded account do you have on Apex, and how many contracts would you risk per trade? I have the 250k accounts. I would suggest on the 250k accounts, I would use 2 or 3 contracts. How do you manage the 1 minute and the 5 minute at the same time? I would suggest just sticking to one time frame alignment. Don't get lost in information overload by trying to watch 10 different charts at once. Again, same comment as getting good at one thing. Just focus on one time frame alignment and get good at that. You don't need to be executing on both the 5 and the 1. Just pick one of them and move forward with it. Ash, I'm having trouble. How do you know if it's a liquidity sweep versus a retracement? A sweep is a run above or below a swing high or low. That simple. Would 1006 or 1007 candles be a bearish breaker? You must be on the 1 minute, so let me go down to the 1 minute. For NQ, the bearish breaker was 1011 candle. Here you go. Swing high, swing low. New swing high, new low. Then you need the lowest down close candle and the leg up before the liquidity was taken. Right here. Maybe you were talking about ES. We'll take a look at ES real quick. For ES, it is the 1006 and 1007 candle. Right, stop hunt right here. Stop hunt. Placement through the lowest down close, so it's this candle here. Again, not interested in using those as they already ran to R, so I'm taking that right back off this so nobody gets the information incorrectly. Do you usually DCA with Apex, like one time? No. You'll read the payout policy and you'll realize that you cannot DCA. If you want to get your payouts rejected, that's how you do it. They do not allow DCAing. Yeah, so the NQ one is that this candle here, 1011. Again, like I said, I would not be using this anymore because without giving an entry, it ran plus 2R. Yeah, where it already hit. from this location. And it never came back to give an entry before that happened. Can you confirm that the up closed, down closed candle before the leg, that before the lick sweep, does not have to be the lowest? No, yeah, so, right, so, no. See how this candle here, 10-11, it's not the swing low, so it's not the lowest candle. That's not what I'm saying. The definition to a bearish breaker is the lowest down closed candle. Keyword here is down closed, not the lowest candle. It's the lowest down closed before, that's the next keyword, before the leg up that took liquidity. It does not need to be the lowest candle. It needs to be the lowest down closed candle. Do they allow taking partials or cutting half the position? Yeah, that's completely different from DCAing. If you have two contracts and you go plus 10 points into profits, then you close one and you still have one, that's completely fine. That is not what a DCA is. NQ 5-minute 9-10 breaker block. Can you go over your entry and your stop loss? Thanks. 9-10. 9-10. So first of all, I do not execute before New York Open. So NQ 5-minute 9-10 breaker block, Eastern Standard Time. This is not a breaker block. So if you're referring to a different time, I would suggest making sure your charts are on New York time. I do not execute before 9:30 a.m. So I'm not even going to review this because this is not a trade. And the 10-7 and 10-8 candles be taken as a breaker in NQ on the 1 minute. They're saying 10-7. Nope, this is not a breaker here. This is the breaker is right here. I pointed to it multiple times already. This is the bearish breaker. Can you please make a video on how to manage 10 Apex accounts, how to set up the accounts, and how to trade on TradingView? Yeah, I tried checking the engagement on who would want that series. I was going to make a series on how to get funded and then get to payout. I documented all of my trades for the 30K payout, so I was going to make an entire YouTube series for it. There wasn't that much engagement, surprisingly. I thought more people would want that YouTube series. Not enough people said that they did. So we'll leave that information for the premium group, since they are the ones working on their business each day. Hi Ash, 15-minute change in the state of delivery on NQ. Will you wait for an hourly change in the state of delivery? It depends on your time frame alignment. I do not mix the time frame alignments. So if you are trading the 1 minute chart, then your bias is coming from the 4 hour, your market structure is coming from the 15-minute, and your entries are on the 1 minute. I do not mix the time frame alignment. So if you're using a 1 minute chart, then I'm looking at the 15-minute changes in the state of deliveries. Do not mix the time frame alignments. That is information overload. Right? If you're executing on the 1 minute time frame, but you're looking at the daily 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, that's information overload. It's too many charts. My trade copier is the Trade of 8 group trade. What is change in the state of delivery? Change in the state of delivery is the very first moment in time that the trend changes. Yes, you do want to see an FVG with the change in the state of delivery. Right? The presence of displacement. A change in the state of delivery looks higher probability if it is done with displacement. Right? The presence of an FVG. I'll give a good example of that right here. All right, so yesterday, everybody's probably, let's rewind it so that it looks exactly how it looked yesterday. Everybody's probably thinking that this is a change in the state of delivery, right? We swept the equal highs. After the equal highs were swept, we made a new low, meaning this would be the bearish change in the state of delivery. The very first moment in time the trend changed. But notice that this change in the state of delivery does not have an FVG. Right? Where's the FVG right here? There isn't one. That's because it was not done with displacement. Therefore, this looks lower probability. I would not use this as a bearish change in the state of delivery because it was not done with displacement. Right? So if you look at what price does to it afterwards, it makes complete sense. We go right through it as if it was never even there. That's because of the presence of the FVG. Since it was not done with displacement, I would not use that as a bearish change in the state of delivery. All the payouts have been under my own personal name. If you look at the certificates, you'll see my name. That was a good example. Yeah, sure. So here, I'll give you another example to show you the difference, right? So here you go. Ready? I just showed you an example of how there was no FVG for the change in the state of delivery and why that is lower probability because there was no FVG there. Now let's look at an example of when there is an FVG there, right? So We're going to take a look at CL, right? So in terms of trend changing, ready? High, low, new high, higher low, right? Uptrend, higher high, higher low, higher high, uptrend, new low, right? So the trend changed when this low right here was broken. Okay, when we displaced, right, the presence of an FVG, when we displaced through that new low, that was the change in the state of delivery, right? So this change in the state of delivery right here, bearish change in the state of delivery, this looks 10 times better than the example that I just showed on NQ because of the presence of the FVG. The presence of displacement. It was done decisively and energetically. That's what makes it higher probability. And look at what happens thereafter. We just head lower. So when looking for a change in the state of delivery, understand that you want it done with displacement. Right, and that was the exact reason why I was telling everybody this morning that it's not time to short. It's not time to short. Because you need confirmation from your market structure, right? Just because we're at all-time highs, that does not mean to force shorts. Why? Because of our market structure. Our market structure is bullish, 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 bullish. There's no bearish change in the state of delivery anywhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. So it's a matter of being objective instead of subjective. Don't influence price with your opinion. Show up each morning and read price for what it is. From left to right. Come into the morning with no opinion. Just read price. I've been documenting this for, we're in our 7th year now. So whether you follow me on Twitter, YouTube, Discord, you'll see this logic play out over and over and over and over. I have hundreds and hundreds of examples. It simply just comes down to doing your due diligence. Go through the information and learn from it. There's so much information in the Discord. There's so much information on Twitter. I've documented all of it. You can go through it and check for yourself. The logic repeats, and it's profitable. If you haven't already, please do sub to the channel. Turn the notifications on. That way you can be notified when the next stream happens. We do streams every single week, so you will find me doing live streams here. We do educational videos as well. If you haven't already completed the unicorn playlist, I highly, 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 highly suggest that you do that. That is my model. That is how I execute. That is how I engage with the market. I highly suggest completing that. Also, like the video while you're at it. If you want to join the Discords are in the link to the description of this video. Beautiful mornings so far this morning. We had 2 examples of longs that played out perfectly. And then there was a short that did not provide any entry and ran lower without giving an entry. Now the moment that we're at here is a time to be patient. There's nothing, price is not providing anything now. So simply boils down to being patient at this moment. So for everybody asking if I traded, you'll see the execution labels on the chart if I trade. Anytime I execute, I post my execution labels. All right, so it does look like I got through the majority of chat. We got multiple examples of positions this morning. If you guys don't have any other questions or comments, I'm going to begin to wrap it up here. For anybody that missed out on the live stream, the recording to this live stream will be posted on YouTube right after the live stream is completed. All right, so a couple more questions here came in, so I'll go through these questions first before wrapping the stream up. Take a look. Thanks, Ash. I appreciate the stream. Thank you as well for joining. Appreciate the kind words. We will be doing this every single week. We have been doing it every single week this entire year. I'm sorry, I'm not going to go over FX pairs. Like I stated multiple times during the stream, I'm focusing on NQ and ES. Thoughts on Apex denying Lanto's payouts due to him sharing his trades? I didn't know that was the reason why he got denied, but I'm gonna go have a talk with him because that makes a difference for me too. So if that is the reason why, I would like to know. How many trades is recommended per day? I only take 1 trade a day maximum and 2 trades a week maximum. Ash, if there's news at 10 a.m., what's the latest you'd be looking to enter? My hunting hours are from 9:30 to 12. The closer we get to lunchtime, the less I'm interested in trading. I do not execute after 12. Going to Colombia versus Uruguay tonight? I would love to do that. Unfortunately, I will not be going to the game. That sounds like an amazing time, though. An Apex employee said it on their live stream yesterday? I didn't even know that any Apex employees live stream. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. If there's 10 a.m. news, I wait until after the news release. So if the news release is at 10 a.m. and there's a position to use at 10:01, then I would use it. As long as it's after the news release. There's no specific amount of time after the release needed. It's just simply after the release. Walking away with some new learnings on change in the state of delivery. Thanks for always providing value. I appreciate the kind words. Yes, I'm just trying to provide as much value each week as I can. I'm doing that through giveaways for the community. I'm doing that through free live streams. I'm doing that through documenting my entire journey in this business publicly. So for anybody that's looking for information, it's readily available for everybody to do their due diligence. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up there. I greatly appreciate all of your guys' time. Another phenomenal stream today. Again, we do this weekly, so stay up to date, turn the notifications on. That way you can join the next stream as well. If you're looking for any direct communication with me, get the links to the Discord that are in the description of this video. Other than that, I greatly appreciate every single one of you. Thank you again for another amazing stream. Let's continue to keep relentlessly working and learning every single week until we get to where we want to be. I hope everybody has a great day. Until next time.